Hey everyone, Johnny Struggles here. We got the Last Starship Alpha 11D. We're trying something new tonight. Could call it a mod, per se. Lightly modded. I don't know. Anyway, something that's been missing in the game that, well, basically everybody wants is a way for pipes to cross other pipes. And I've been messing around with the game a little bit and, found one way to do it. Actually, kind of better and not good at the same time because you can only modify so much. But anyway, let's check out what I'm doing here. So, zoom, zoom. We got the air duct here. It might look a little different because I'm taking a 2x3 square instead of a 2x2. Normally it's 2x2. This is 2x3. Because if you go to here, look at that. You got the oxygen input power and an oxygen output. Ooh, that's different. That's new. And you got a gap between the two, meaning you can run another pipe through there. But what happens if you actually hook up those pipes? And what's down the others? Nothing. Let's do that again. Kill that. That's okay. It's still lit up. That's all good. One thing is when it's still bright like that. Okay. Kill that. All right. Do. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. It's this little weird behavior. Let's go with the editor spawn. We will spawn a small tank. So this guy is nothing's happening to him. We have an oxygen pipe going in. It is lit up. It is being used. There's O2 here. There's a medium tank with oxygen in it connected to this line. Now if we turn the power on, we plug this dude in. Speed the game up a little bit. Actually, unpause it. Oh, that's why it was still lit up, because the game was paused. Yeah. And I don't know why that's out there. Anyway, so he's turned on. Little mini fans going. He's a little offset because the sprite is stretched. It looks a little weird, but hey, calling this a pump now. It's not an air duct. It is a pump, an inline pump. And is pumping oxygen from this line into that line. Now, if we do take the power out now, it should, stop. Turn back on, it's pumping, filling up this tank. The pipes, it's all lit up, it's all happy. So there we go, and then we can put another line right through there. We can feed fuel, we put fuel loaders down here, and we can run fuel down here. So there we go. It would be an easy thing for the devs. Well, I can't say I'm not a developer, but I would think it'd be easy for them to add a new object. Do 1x3, so 1 square by 3 squares, and you can do a port in, port out, or make each one of them could be in and out. Right now this is one way, so it has to go in this port and has to exit this port. If you do the opposite direction, it just doesn't go through. I've tested, but you could think they could do that and then make it pretty much install anywhere type thing, put it in walls, whatever, and then you can jump across it. You can run another pipe through there, because this is something I have a few designs that I've really had to be creative with how they run pipes, and I've had to avoid installing engines in certain places and things like this, just to allow the pipage to run. But anyway, okay, so now we're at oxygen. This tank is empty. This tank has, oxygen in it. So we just drained, basically, you just pumped all the oxygen out over here. Which I kind of like this idea. I mean, a couple people also asked for, including me, like a check valve, one-way valve for pipes. Now this is specifically set up for oxygen. This is the only device I've gotten this to work on. I tried it with a few other items in the game, but I'm pretty limited on what you can do to edit things, and the air duct works for oxygen. I tried it with a few other items and it just doesn't work. It goes in, doesn't want to come out. So anywho, it's pretty neat. So the output here, I can run it to that. One over here. And now he's in a loop. And it's refilling this tank because it's on the same pipeline now. Take that off, and it's going to fill back up and drain this guy. But anyway, that would give you like a one-way valve as well as being able to run pipes through it. So you can run fuel or anything through here. But anyway, that'd be a cool idea, wouldn't it? This would be great. I should probably suggest this. Maybe the developers look at this and say, yeah, Mr. Struggles, good idea. Maybe we'll think about it. But the idea would be not just oxygen, anything that you can put through a pipe, you can do this through. I know some people suggested like having a spare fuel tank, any number of things you just push to one side and store and be good to go. So anyway, that's one thing. So let me show you one other thing. I'm going to edit the game file again, and I'm going to remove right now this is set to be oxygen only. I'm going to remove that, and we'll see what fun we can have with that, because it's kind of interesting. So hang tight. So we are back, and I just realized one thing I forgot to mention is this air duct does not quite work like an air duct anymore. It is just like a one-way pump valve thing. Basically just will pump. The pumps side A to side B. It does not put oxygen in the atmosphere anymore. So, it's a different device. I've tested it a couple different ways. It does one or the other. It cannot put air in the atmosphere and pump oxygen down the line. It does one or the other. And I had it set up to do one or the other. It would either put oxygen into the atmosphere, and then when I change the setting, it would put it in the tank. It wouldn't do both. So not a great thing per se, but it would be cool to have an upgraded version of this where it would put, you just use this right here, put oxygen in the atmosphere, and when the atmosphere is full, it would just push it down the line, any excess down the line, and then, primary, put it in the atmosphere, and then if there's excess, push it down the line. That'd be cool. So, air duct 2.0, or just a 1x3 inline pump. So anyway, I made a slight change. I have oxygen going in, and I have a pipe here going out, but it is not blue. It is undecided, if you will. So it's showing blue because that's how it was originally before I took things off of it. Slightly blue. Let's do this. I'll do that. Hooked it up to power. Speed the game up a little bit to power up. Okay. So, interestingly, we got oxygen going in. It's a blue pipe. And then, there's a gray pipe coming out. This does not have a label on it. A small tank. So I made a change. And now we're just pumping out something to this tank. The tank doesn't have a label. Doesn't say oxygen anymore. It's nothing. And the way the game works is a lot of times, not a lot of times, the way tanks work are, whenever you connect to it, the tank then, takes that resource. So I could do something silly, like, say, spawn a fusion reactor. We'll put that guy right there. We'll plug that guy in. And then we'll take this pipe here and run it up to the deuterium slot, and then watch. All of a sudden we have deuterium here. And we are activating this fusion reactor. Don't mind the docking port is blocked. So now our one-way pump is converting oxygen to deuterium to the reactor, which I think is very funny to me. If we speed this up, this will actually turn on. There we go, we're producing power with it now. I'm just screwing around here. Let's get that off. I don't know why I find that hilarious. So we're taking our oxygen and just converting it to deuterium and running a reactor with it. Hilarious. I did try doing some things. I did try making this work with a loader and other objects in the game, but there's just programming behind it that you can't touch that dictates how it behaves. And the air duct is the first thing I got to actually work doing this, so that's what I'm showing you guys. But I think it would be fairly easy for the devs to make an object that does this. I don't know what the programming would be because, by default you think just running pipe, if I take this deuterium pipe now and go across here, it screws things up. Everything's deuterium and blows up these guys. They're all like, what am I doing? And so that doesn't work, but I could see them making an object. That seems like an easier idea, and then just put some logic behind it. Right now, it's hard-coded to where this side goes in and this side goes out. Well, actually, right now, technically, either side doesn't matter, but I've already tested. It only works where one side goes in, one side goes out, regardless, because the air duct programming says this port goes in, but it does allow stuff to come out the other side. So I can see them doing a 1x3 object to do that. Just enough space for you to run a pipe through the middle, or anything else to run down. And I'd be happy with this. Even if it's not a one-way, if it's free-flowing both directions, just to do a jump would be nice. Because, like I said, I have designs that would be much better if I could do this. Just flow through to a pipe of some other resource. So, I disconnect this. Let's pause it real quick. I disconnect it, it still says deuterium, because that's what the tank is now labeled. So I can reconnect this before it goes down. Whoop. So that's going to stay there permanent, whether I fill it up or not. My thing's pretty neat. Fuel. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Same thing. We'll spawn another new air duct. We'll just jump over that guy. I can't because there's a door there. Some pipe action here. So we'll do this. This is upside down. This is gray. And we'll do another small tank over here. So he's plugged in, but he's not converting or moving the plumbing along because it's the wrong way around. So the bottom right here would be the top left here. So let's get rid of this guy to get it out of the way. So if you run the pipe around this side, you go in there, and this one down there. Now it's moving. And now we're getting some stuff here. The remember, anonymous substance in the tank. If we stop consuming it there. I guess we're out of air. If we spawned a bottle in. Make this go a little faster. Load me up. There we go. Again, anonymous, same deals over here. We get some residual. So like this, I can go, boop, now it's fuel. I don't know why it's funny to me. Hello, oxygen. We're just converting oxygen to fuel. But, you know, whatever. Like I said, originally how I had it, it was just doing oxygen to oxygen, which is fine. Perfect. And I could set up for fuel, or I could, well, fuel. Yeah, it's the way the game's programmed. It's the way it's programmed for this object. I could do other things, but it's not really, it doesn't really work well. When I did like an air reprocessor, and I did the setup, the CO2 output or input, I changed it to be fuel. I like specifically coded it to say fuel. I want fuel, and it would default to CO2 as soon as I plugged it in. Once it was charged up, it said I want carbon dioxide, and you know, it didn't work. That's basically what I had with a lot of problems with everything, is just programming in the back end to do certain things and function a certain way. And that's the limitation. But it does prove that, and again, I don't know the programming behind it. I think it wouldn't be too hard to make an object that you can buy and install to jump a pipe. And I kind of like the idea of it being a one-way valve on top of things. But I could also see how being just universal, go back and forth, and just put an object in there for other pipes to pass through it. I'd be completely fine with that too. That'd be honestly pretty nice. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that real quick. Little Discord conversation about it today, where somebody mentioned how hard it would be to program the pipage that way, and I was like, I think you can make an object to do that. And this is the only thing I found that you could actually do it with, but hey, it does work. But hey, if you are not a member of the Discord channel, you know, there's a link in the description. Maybe consider hopping on the channel and saying hi. pretty helpful people in the community. And then, hey, as always, maybe consider clicking like on my video. Maybe even consider subscribing if you enjoyed it. Would always appreciate that. And, well, thanks very much for watching, everybody. Yeah, that's it. That's what we got tonight. Thanks again, everyone. See you on the next one, and bye. Everyone's gonna suffocate. There's no air.